Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hello everyone. Let us continue with Shloka number 30 of the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna continues the description of the Lord's Vishwarupam, and let us go back and review what we saw in the most recent previous shloka. Yatha pradiptam jvalanam patanga विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकास्तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः. How the insects that go behind light fall into a flame rapidly and die. Similarly, people swiftly run towards your mouth for their own destruction. This is shloka number 29. Just like how the insects, thinking the flame as some other object, they fall into it and die. People also go into the mouth of the Lord and they are dying. They run very fast towards the mouth of the Lord. That is what this shloka says. What's the internal meaning of the shloka? So even just like we have heard in the the other scriptures where the Lord is the creator, the Lord is the destroyer, the Lord is the protector or the sustainer. So here the mouth is considered as the the gateway towards one's destruction. So who's going to get destructed? See, we eat something and we destroy the food and we get the energy. So there is a destruction and the energy is a creation. So just like how we understand the destruction of the food that we eat and the creation of the energy that we use to do what we do. Okay. So me talking, you listening, me seeing and reading, all these are use of the energy. The energy is still getting destroyed, but where do you get that energy? That energy is getting generated in the small intestine. So and he has also mentioned that somewhere in the previous slokas, I guess, jataragni. So the agni, that the heat that converts the food into energy. Okay. Similarly, so that is how you need to understand. So why people go towards the last mouth to get destroyed? Because something energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So it can transform itself from one form to another. Similarly, लेलिह्यसे ग्रसमानः समन्ताल् लोकान् समग्रान् वदनैर्ज्वलद्भिः तेजोभिर् आपूर्य जगत्समग्रं भासस्तवोग्राः प्रतपन्ति विष्णो. So you're flapping your tongue in all directions after swallowing all the multiverses, all the universes, all the earth, in whichever way. Okay. Samasta loka. So the word loka, you can consider, one can interpret it as in any manner. But since the Lord is limitless, so we can say multiple multiverses. A lot of universes are being swallowed by the Lord. That's what he's saying. So he is addressing the Lord in first person, where you are flapping your tongue around your lips, around your, around the, encircling your mouth, and after swallowing all the universes. Hey Vishnu, now he calls, hey Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, O Lord Vishnu, or whichever way he calls, okay. The terrifying light from you, your terrifying, hey Vishnu, your terrifying light is filling the world with a lot of heat, and it is scorching. That light itself is see, too much of a light. I've seen it in hospitals or some therapy centers where they bring a very very intense heat towards your body where the point of pain is. So that you can see just the light itself creates the heat. Similarly, the Lord's light, terrifying light, is heating up the entire world and scorching it. आख्या ही में को भवानुग्र रूपो नमोस्तुते देववर प्रसीद. Namostute, he actually does this. Vijñātumiccāmi bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanāmi tava pravrittim. So this is shloka number 31. Oh, the best of the lords, who are you with such a terrifying form? Be kind towards me and tell me. I salute you. Or, namostute. This is where he says, please tell me. So when you ask something from somebody, you bow down. Similarly, he is asking. So he's towards the respect of Krishna. Because, see, here, Arjuna has seen the same Krishna with the bhavam, with the expression of, he thinks that Krishna is his relative. Krishna is a very friendly person to talk to. Now here, he is the same. Suddenly, one friend of you started saying, hey, namastu. So how do you feel like? We are in a relationship with a friend. Suddenly, we start saluting him and doing, the namaskaram, the way we do with our, suddenly we start respecting too much of respect, which we don't give. We had not been giving all this while. Suddenly we start making. So this is the sudden feeling that comes to his mind because he has seen the Lord. He is not just a friend of mine, but he is the Lord of all the worlds. And that is why he addresses the first thing, the first term. And which term? Akya himeko bhavan ugra rupo namostute devavara prasida. Devavara. So he is the best of the lords. Namostute. So I am saluting you. Please, bless me. Prasida. Prasida stands for bless, please bless me. Or you can say, you can come towards me. Coming towards me and bless me can be equally interpreted. So you are the first of Purushas. So the word men may not be completely suitable here. Purusha is the best word because I don't find a better word for the word Purusha. Adi Purusha means the first one. I want to better understand you. I want to better know you. Okay. Adhyam is the first one, the very first. Bhavantam, you. Vijñātum, I wanted to understand you. I want to know you better. Vijñātum in the sense, see, you can also say Veditum. But Vijñātum is, after a research, some facts we have better understanding of the research. So I want to do a research on you. Vijñātum. So in those days, research just don't happen in a lab. They just think. They just think with intense focus. That itself becomes a research. And that is what most of the rishis do. Vijñātum. So why only a rishi should research? No, here, in those days, who is a rishi? A rishi can be anybody. Anybody can become a rishi. Anyone who focuses his mind towards a particular point or thought or anything, he can become a rishi. So he wants to do this because anybody, Arjuna in this shloka expresses his desire to know the Lord better. I want to know you better. That is my wish. Because I am not able to understand your work. Okay. Which one? Vijñātamiccāmi bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. Pravrittim is what goes out. So what goes out? The Lord, if He is Himself, we won't get to know that the Lord exists. Okay? If the energy is in its own form, how do we know? The energy got converted into love, and the love, brought me to this world. My father's love, my grandparents' love brought me to this world, and somebody's love towards the technology brought this phone or brought this camera. So the love towards the work, so that is pravritti. So applied energy is pravritti, right? So when the applied energy, external application of the energy, that pravritti. So here Arjuna is looking at the forms using the Divya Drishti given by the Lord. Now he is describing in the 11th chapter, in that 31st shloka, he says, I am unable to understand. So pravritam. So we look at so many things. Just imagine we are taking out our car or bike or go outside, and both on the left hand side and the right hand side and the front, we see a lot, all these three directions. We see objects, people, etc. So these are what? Pravrittis of some energies applied somewhere by somebody or some things, right? Similarly, now he is looking at the Lord with his Virat Swarupam, the big Rupam, the Vishwarupam, and he is trying to describe it. Now he is expressing. So I am not able to understand. So, because I don't understand your pravritti, He Deva Deva, Namostute, I am saluting you. Please, the very first one, Adhyam Akhyatumichami. So, please tell me who you really are. Who are you? Suddenly. Okay. So now, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Kalosmi Lokakshayakrit Prabruddho Lokan Sama Hartumiha Pravruttaha Rutepi Tvam na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yevastithaha Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. Shri Bhagavan said, I am the one who has grown so big, and I am the Mahakal, or the time, the powerful time. Maha is big, the big time. Who's about to, I have grown. Why? I have grown so big as the Kala, as the time, to destroy all the worlds. So nothing is more powerful than the time itself. Time is the most powerful thing. But the Lord is beyond the time. So He uses the time. He takes the form of the time to destroy the worlds. So here He is saying, for all the worlds, to destroy all the worlds, I have taken the form of the Mahakal. Now I am about to destroy all the worlds completely, in their entirety. You see, Arjuna is not being said by the Lord, but I am using it for our better understanding. Those soldiers who are on the other side, who are on the opposite side of this battlefield, because this entire Gita is happening in a battlefield, right? Kurukshetra. Even though you don't fight them, they are not going to be there. They will die anyway. So he says, I am the big time who's going to eat up all the worlds. I'm going to destroy all the worlds. So all the worlds in their entirety are going to be eaten up by me or destroyed by me. Then definitely it goes without saying that these guys, the opposite guys, are not going to be there. So this is an indirect way to tell Arjuna, so there is no need for you to cry. They're not going to be there. That means they will definitely get destroyed when I eat up all the worlds, when I destroy all the worlds. So when you eat something big, you need to be bigger than that. Definitely, time is bigger than all the worlds. That is why I'm going to. That is why I am already taken the form of the time and I'm eating them up. So even the best of people, there is another thought that comes to my mind when I talk about this shloka, where the Lord becomes the time, and how can time eat something? I know a tiger eating its prey, but how can time eat something? So this understanding may not, you may not be able to understand this if you lack experience, or if you lack the sufficient magnitude of experience. So over time, things change. Over time, things either become powerful or they become less powerful. So when continued effort increases the strength, continuous focused effort, but discontinuous non-focused effort reduces the strength. So that becomes weak. So here, the Lord's focus, who can challenge that? Whereas the world's focus are definitely inferior to the Lord's focus and effort. That is why he has taken that is why he is more powerful. That is why he can even control the time. So his focus is higher than anything that you can ever imagine, at least in the shloka, when I try to interpret it. He is definitely powerful than the time itself. Because somebody who can handle time, we can no way handle time. The Lord's capabilities to handle time is more. That is why he is able to handle the time and using it as a tool to destroy the worlds. Now, Tasmat Uttishta Yasho Labhasva Jitva Shatrun Bhungshwarajyam Samruddham Mayaivaite Nihataha Purvameva Nimittamatram Bhava Savyasachin. Savyasachin. So look at the Lord's way of enjoining the word Savyasachin. Savyasachin or Sabyasachi in many dialects of India. Sabyasachi is the one who can actually use his left hand. Even with the help of a left hand, somebody can shoot the arrows. Okay. So which means what? The voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles is something that we are conscious of using. So I take my hand and I hold. I do a grappling action of my fist, or I take this mouse and I hold it. This is a voluntary action. But something so fast comes towards my eye instantly, without me telling my eyelid, hey, close it. Of course, I can do it, but it naturally does it. That's a reflex. So there is a partial involuntary muscle involved. And when I try, imagine if I'm walking and I see a non-flat surface, or I don't see it, but a non-flat surface is approaching and I don't see it, and I slip accidentally, naturally the other parts of the body try to balance itself. That's an involuntary muscle. Now, Savyasachin is here, the reason is he need not have to focus. That's the kind of his practice. Naturally he does it. So there are the so-called muscle memory. So Arjuna can tap into it so easily. So if you can shoot arrows with your left hand by using the word, this could also, I'm just saying, but just my interpretation. Savyasachin, he's used the word, and the way I understand it, I'm just sharing that with you. Tasmat Uttishta. So you get up and start. Uttishta here means you get up and fight. He has already sat down. I'm not going to fight. The whole thing is Tasmat Uttishta. I am going to destroy them, so you get up. Yasholabhasva. At least you, what are you going to do? You take the, now, normally we go and beg to the Lord, you give me this, you give me that, you make me so proud, famous, you make me wealthy, etc., wealthy, etc. But we, not just wealthy, I mean, whatever we want, we ask all those. Uh, Now, here the Lord Himself is saying, Arjuna, you get up and take the fame, Yasho, take the popularity. Labhas. Here it's not, even, some, antisocial elements. Even they are famous. But here that is not what the Lord says. Yasho means, a fame that you ripe out of doing good deeds. Labhasva. You take the fruit of becoming famous. Jitva Shatrun. You become victorious against your enemies. Shatrun. Bhungshwarajyam. Enjoy the kingdom. Samruddham. Samruddham, not a kingdom without prosperity. No. Rajyam, Samruddham, that is a full, like a top end car. It has all the features. Okay. So the kingdom has everything that the kingdom needs. So not just the king needs, but also the people's needs. So all the people will be full. There is nobody says, hey, I don't have this. We keep hearing that all the time in the news, around people, and so there is not a single person who will say, I lack this because I am staying in this kingdom. So that's the kind of kingdom that the Lord is saying. Bhungshva rajyam samriddham mayaivaite nihataha purvam eva nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. So, you get up, take the fame, win the enemies, and enjoy the kingdom. That is a prosperous kingdom. Enjoy this prosperous kingdom. I have already destroyed them in the past. Because in the 4th chapter he said, this is not his first birth. So we need to connect this shloka with the 4th chapter shloka, where he says, when Arjuna asked, we remember in the 4th chapter, the Lord says, I told this yoga to Surya, and Surya to his Vivasvata Manu. Okay, Manu Ikshvaku, and from there on, the shloka, the yoga started losing because of not many people following it, because of the lack of discipline. Now, so he had to repeat it to Arjuna. This is what he said. Then Arjuna asks, so you were born so recently, Surya was born so millions of years ago, then how do I to understand that you told this to Surya? So which means here also he says, these guys have been killed by me already. That is what he says. Okay. Purvameva mayaivaite nihataha purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavya sachin. So, you're not going to be the first person to kill them. I've already killed them before. So, you take the fame now. Hey, the one who can shoot arrows with your life. So, do it without involuntarily. Just think, stay there. I'll take care of the rest. Just stay there. Stay there and start to ready to fight. Make up your mind to go and fight, and get up and make up your mind to fight, and I will, and make sure that they are destroyed. You just act as if you're going to shoot your arrows, which means even if the left you're going to shoot your arrows means what? You're not going to focus. It's going to be an involuntary muscular action for you. So you don't have to think at all. Just stand there. I'll do the rest for you. Okay. Yeah. You become an instrument for my, action, which I told in the previous sloka, which is what? I have become the big time, the Mahakal, and I want to now and destroy all the worlds. So which means what? It goes without saying that even they are going to, in the second part of the previous shloka, he says that even these Shatrus who are on the opposite side of the Kurukshetra, who are on the opposite side of your side, which is the Kauravas, even they are going to get killed along with the world dies, right? So that is what. So again, we should not confuse here. So which means what? Even this side is also going to get destroyed, because he has told in the previous chapters where he has said anything that is born is how to die, anything that is died is how to born, right? That is what we have discussed in the previous shlokas. You can check in the videos list. Okay, so similarly, but not this time. Here you take the we should not get confused. So when the all world is destroyed, it is not like how the movie show everything goes along with it. No, the Lord will do it in phases, and we don't understand his schedule of action. So this is what previously even these kind of doubts even Arjuna gets. That is why in the shloka number 31, before the Lord started replying, he says, "I don't understand you, Lord. Okay, I want to know you better. So please, namostute. So you please explain me." That is what it means. So here. So he has said, so you become just an instrument in my hands. I am going to be destroying them. So Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratam cha Karnat tathanyanapi Yodhavirana Maya hatamstvam Jahima vyatishta yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. So you please go ahead and kill these soldiers, namely Drona, Bhishma, Jayadrata, Karna. Similarly, all the others whom I have already killed. So you go ahead and kill those whom I have already killed. So which means what? There is no job left to do for Arjuna. He just have to stand up there and deciding, making up his mind to fight. That's it. Okay. Now this is the little meaning of what the Lord is saying. Okay. And don't be afraid. He says, don't be afraid. Without doubt, you will win it. So, fight. What saying is this? Fantastic shloka 34. Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratam cha Karnam tathanyanapi Yodhaviran Maya hatamstvam Jahima vyatishta yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. So that's all. So we have seen the little meaning of the shloka where the Lord says, Bhishma, Drona, Jayadrata, Karna, similarly all the other soldiers who have already been killed by me, you go ahead and kill them now. And don't be afraid, you will definitely, without doubt, you will win the battle, win the war. So go ahead and fight the battle. That's the little meaning. There are so many things that we have doubts. Should I take it up? Should I do it? Am I doing the right thing? Can I even do it? Should I do it? Can I do it? Is it right? Is it the right thing to do? We know nothing of this sort. We don't know at all. Or at least, when we want to start something, before the start, we don't know that. And we are in doubts. The more the doubts there are, the more time it takes for us to decide whether to go ahead and fight or not. So go ahead and do the action. Here, fighting, you can interpret it as, you can lessen the degree, and rather than a battle, whole life, you should take the whole life as a battle after certain stage. Then, how do you approach it? You approach it because you're in a constant state of guilt. Okay, I'm not going to kill my own people. Here, Krishna intervenes. They are your people, no doubt about it. But you're not the first person who is killing it. So why do you think that you are the first person who is killing them? I have killed them all the world. It is my job to make sure that all the worlds are destroyed. Then what are you doing here? Nimitta matram. That is what he says. You become the instrument in my hands. And I'm using the time to kill the worlds. So you also become my tool to kill him. Then he says, okay, I have told you this. You become the instrument. You're not doing anything. You're a Savyasachin. Even with the left hand, without any, without much of, alertness, you can still shoot the arrow so perfectly. Savyasachin. It's just, even with the left hand. So he is not the left-hander. Being a right-hander, he can still use his left, just like the way he uses his right, especially for shooting arrows. That is why the word Savyasachin. Okay. So people who do things like this, they don't make a great effort to do it. It's very similar to what Sachin says, when he compares himself to, when he crosses the maximum number of runs, I guess. He broke the Sunil Gavaskar's record for the first time. He says it took discipline, immense discipline to beat Sunil Gavaskar. So Sachin has taken an effort, but Sunil was able to do it without an effort, without that amount of effort. But imagine comparing, Sachin and Gavaskar's relationship towards comparison of their batting skills and Arjuna's skills is like oceans apart. So it's like Arjuna, at least in the epics perspective, he's too talented. The Lord is reminding him about his capability, that he does not even have to make an effort to kill them. I am doing the effort. So Savyasachin is something when you do something, when you're right-handed and you do something with your left, which means what? You don't do, which needs a lot of attention with your left, right? That is what he means. But here, shooting at your enemy is a very, very critical thing, right? If you miss it, they will hit you. Even that he can do with his left hand. That is what he means by Savyasachin. So what are you going to do? I am going to be killing them. So what effort you're going to put in there? Hey Savyasachin. Nimitta matram bhava Savyasachin. So you become just my instrument. You are doing nothing. You think the gun kills? No, the soldier kills, right? We don't say the gun kills. So you become a god. Then, now, listening to this, now the Lord says, so you start and you back your battle. So we have to start, even if we think that if it is the cause is right, and we have the capability with the help of a right guru, if we know what we're doing is right, even though we don't like it, we may not have the capability, we just have to start it. When we start it, things will fall into place. That is what the Lord says here. So you become, the Lord himself will become a more powerful being, and he will do the thing for you, but you will take the fame. That's what it says. All that you need to do is just get up and start doing what you're supposed to do, what you're allowed to do. Okay, that's what, this is one of the best shlokas for people who are not ready to start the first step about something doing good. Okay, why does it say in the last, initially, this is Gohyam. This is like, it's a top secret. Okay, Bhagavad Gita can be the top secret. Why? What if this lands on somebody who wants to do bad? This shloka will even motivate them. Okay, so we have to be very careful when why am I putting it on the YouTube then? So it is again, when he says it, did he not have the doubt that Sanjaya will see it? Did he not have the doubt that, Dhritarashtra will hear it? And did he not know? The Lord did not know? No? So, my Acharya used to say that, he used to describe when he talks about my Acharya, not directly my Acharya's fourth generation Acharya, backwards, which is Srimate Vedanta Ramanuja Mahadesikan, Tirukkudandayandavan. He used to say, the Lord wanted to become an Acharya. especially to her, because he wants to see what do you, when you have a child, when you want to take care of the child. Similarly, what you give the child, you want to give the best to your child. So my best is one of these shlokas. These shlokas are what? They are the they carry what? These words and these swaras, these dhvanis, this entire, the Lord's, the whole juncture creates a, a vehicle to bring that jnana into Arjuna's mind. So here, this shloka motivates him to take the first step without, to throw away all the doubts. Then Sanjaya says, after looking at this, एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णं सगद्गदं भीतः प्रणम्य. Okay, Sanjaya said, after listening to this dialogue of Bhagavan Shri Keshava, Arjuna, the one with his crown on his head, the kiritam, shivering and with his hands folded and doing the namaskaram, the bowing down, again with great fear, he did namaskaram and started saying these words to Krishna. Sagadgadam. So the way he was saying is like, the words were not continuous. When you're talking with a lot of depression or a lot of fear, so you won't be able to say the complete word. So you will split the word into two. Naturally, that comes out of fear. In similar fashion, so gadgadam, because he's so terrified looking at that form, and he says that. Arjuna Uvacha. Okay, we will come back to shloka number 36 in a short while. Thank you so much for your patience.